Hello everyone. Today we are going to start the new portion of diversity in living organisms. In last session we have studied about the five kingdoms and their classification. Okay. So the one example, as I was said in the last video, that I will give you one example to just understand that how the scientists used to classify according to the five kingdoms. Okay, so in last session we have seen the kingdoms are likewise a phylum, divisions, class, order, family, genus and species. Okay, these are the orders through which the plant, that may be a plant, animals or any other types of the animals or any other types of the trees. Okay, those are actually get classified through these five kingdoms. So one example I have given here for the rose plant. So it's a phylum means which type of species is, means that is a animal or that may be a plant or any other varieties. So it's actually the family of, in, or we can say the one variety of a plant, that is a phylum Plantae. Then the division is as a Magnoliphyta and class is Magnoliopsida and order is Rosalis and family is Rosaceae and genus is Rosa and species is Gallica. So these are actually the names which has just invented or ordered by the scientists, those who were actually first observed or tried to studied on the rose plant. Okay, so they were classified by like this. These are actually to understand by the scientific reasons, not only in a common word we used to call it as a rose, is it, but in other scientific languages these are named likewise. So next, today's portion is that five kingdom classification on the basis of the characteristics. So the characteristics are, we are going to see about the different five kingdoms, that is a Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So today we will see only the two classification, that is a Monera and the Protist or the Protista. Okay, the Monera or the Monera is the oldest life forms, means the one of the very oldest life forms, means whenever the at the time of the earth was going to be evolved. Okay, and there was no any existence of the living organisms on the earth, is it? So the Monera is actually consisting of the bacterial type of the microorganisms. So the peoples used to say that the before the human beings existence on the earth or the discovery of the human beings, so there was the human beings were developed from the a small microorganism, that is a cyanobacteria that we are going to see, but that is actually the one class or the kingdom of a Monera. So Monera is the oldest life forms, that is a prokaryotes. You know that the bacteria are the actually the prokaryotic, means which is made up of a only single cell, no defined cell organelles and no nucleus, that we have studied in the your first chapter. Okay, next, some are the heterotrophic while others are heterotrophic. These words also you must know. The heterom is those who can synthesize or prepare their own food material. They are known as a heterotrophic. Heterom is it's just opposite to the atom. The multicellular organisms which depend on others. Okay, or that may be a single cellular also. Okay, which depend on others for the food materials. So those animals or organisms are known as the heterotrophic organisms. So next, the heterotrophical Monera, like examples like cyanobacteria, as I was said. So and the heterotrophic microorganism of a Monera class is the E. coli. So what is the E. coli also we will see. So we are going to see in details their examples. So the bacteria, so it is actually in seed. Okay, in seed, soil, water, radioactive waste and the deep portion of the earth crust. So where actually the Monera bacteria were occurred firstly, it appears in variety shapes, guys. Okay, it mostly found in the soil, water, radioactive waste, and the deep portion of the earth crust. So next, waste and the deep portion of the earth crust live in the plant and animal bodies, and it's actually behave as a symbiotic. Symbiotic means a relationship of a mutual benefits between the two organisms. It means to get a benefit from the other organism. These things, symbiotic relationship, facultative relationship, and the different parasitic and all these things you have studied in the 8th standard. Okay, so these are actually the symbiosis means one relationship. Okay, it's in between the two or more persons, or the two or more organisms, or two or more animals. Okay, to get benefit. Okay, to get benefit from both side, that the two or more persons should get benefit from each other. Next, cyanobacteria are the first ancestors of living organisms. Ancestors means first living form which was present on the earth. Okay, presented on the earth at the first time. Next, it's also known as a blue green algae, and there are so many varieties of the blue green algae on the earth. Next, what are the algae that we are going to see. Next, the different types of the algae are found, that may be a blue, that may be green, that may be reddish color, that may be brown, yellow. So many different types of the algae are there. So here cyano means actually a blue. The word, this is actually a Greek word. It's a known as a blue. Okay, so bacteria, you know that is actually a single cellular, that is also known as a prokaryotic, and the cyanobacteria prefers the photosynthesis process, actually which do the photosynthesis processes. So it is responsible for enriching atmosphere with oxygen, and considered as an ancestor of life form of the on the earth that we have known. Next, mycoplasma. So mycoplasma is a parasitic bacteria found in the blood smears. So see, parasitic bacteria means, you know that the parasitic means the organisms which live on other live bodies. Live means which is living, still it's a living body. Okay, so on such a body, the such organisms live known as a parasitic bacteria. Okay, and found in the blood smear. The smear means just if you have taken one drop of a blood, so that is actually a smear. Okay, so drop, so in the blood drop you can found this mycoplasma. So where actually this found means these are actually responsible for causing one disorder. Okay, so the disorder that is name is a feline infection anemia. So anemia is one disease or disorder, okay, that is responsible for lower down the hemoglobin in the body. Okay, the hemoglobin level will be lower down in from the blood quantity. Okay, this is actually happen whenever the RBCs, okay, you know that the blood, different types of the blood cells, one of the RBC, that is red blood cells. So RBCs, whenever their shape will be become a sickle type. Sickle means if you have seen the half curve like shape of the sickle tool, okay, or the moon, okay, curve shaped of the moon. So such a type of the red blood cell will be convert into that shape. So that situation will be lead to the anemia. Okay, these are just for the higher classes, just for information I have just informed you. Next, that is a E. coli. What is the E. coli? It is a rod shaped bacteria. Rod means, you know that is normally we will see in the image of the next portion. Next, it is found in the warm blooded organisms of the lower intestine. So where actually they found, not in the cold blooded, but it's actually found in the warm blooded organisms. So one of the reason is there why it is present in the warm blooded organisms. So the warm blooded organisms having microbes inside their intestine. So why the inside the intestine E. coli present or bacterial microorganism present? Mostly the E. coli are present. They helps in the different ways, okay, for the digestion. That may be other any effects to show inside our body, okay. So these are actually sometimes harmful, okay, or sometimes harmless also. So harmless those actually present in the intestine, okay, and those are harmful, those maybe lead to serious food poisoning in the human beings. Next, the next class is the protista. So we will see the overview of the monera. So monera is actually the single cellular, okay, and it is maybe autotrophic or maybe heterotrophic. So we have seen their examples like bacteria and cyanobacteria, is it? Then what is the cyanobacteria, that we also see. Next, the mycoplasm, is it? Next, the E. coli. Next, the protista. The protista's characteristics are likewise these are eukaryotic. These are mostly unicellular. So see guys, as I told you, the eukaryotics, as we says that it's a multiple cellular, and the unicellular means it's only consisting of the single cell, that is the prokaryotic. So protista may be found in the eukaryotic form, or sometimes mostly in the unicellular form. Next are some autotrophic and the heterotrophic. So some of are they prepare their own food material, some of they cannot. They may depend on the others. So there are some categories are there of the protista. So those are actually the categories types are plant like protista, animal like protista, and fungus like protista. So why they have divided likewise? Because some of the protista are look like a planty, some of them look like animal, and some of they appear like a fungus. That's why they have a classified or categorized in these states. Next, plant like protista are for example like algae, that is unicellular or maybe multicellular, or autotrophic, and marine habitat. So marine habitat means those actually live under the water. Next, the marine word come for the water only. The animal like protista are like a protozoa, amoeba, euglena. So see, the protozoa, amoeba, euglena, these are actually the unicellular guys. Next, and the amoeba, you know that it's a shapeless, and euglena is all are the unicellular and heterotrophics, okay, and some of they are parasitic. So some of they are parasitic means they live on the live body, and some of their heterotrophic means depend on the other's body, but they cannot be beneficial for them. Next, fungus like protista. So the fungus like protista are fungus like protista like a either similar to the fungus plant, okay, either similar to fungus and the plants. Next, those are actually slime molds and water molds. Molds are actually the one category of the fungus, okay, like yeast, molds, fungi, and different types of the fungal, okay, those are the type of the one fungus. Then locomotion. So what is this locomotive like protista guys? One of there is one more category, that is locomotive like protista. Locomotive means those can move from one place to another place. Locomotive means locomotion. Those fungus or those type of a protista which move or change their place from one place to another place, okay, those microorganisms known as a locomotive like protista. But these again locomotions are classified in the different ways according to their structures, okay, which type of the locomotive thing is consisting, okay, to move from one place to another place, which type of portion or the part of the body they are consisting, according to that they are classified, okay. So some locomotive part or the portion of their body is like a cilia, that may be a flagella, or that may be a pseudopodia. So see, the cilia means a hair like structure, okay, and it's arising from the surface of a cell. So in the euglena you can see the in the greenish portion of the image I have shown you, one thread like structure is there, is it? So that is actually the, let me show, so this one, okay, this is actually the hair like structure which is their body consisting to move from one surface to another surface. Okay, next, so the cilia is capable of rhythmic motion. Rhythmic means continuous, as our heartbeats do their work continuously, like that. Then multiple short cilia exist, so it's consisting of small hair like structures. I know you cannot able to see properly here, but on the paramecium it's consisting of very small hair like structures on their surface. Okay, so those are capable of rhythmic motion. Multiple short cilia exist. So what is the flagella now? So euglena consisting, same as I was shown you in the greenish portion of that microorganism. It is long and it look like extension of a organism. So it look like the actually the organism has extended, means elongated. Okay, so it look like because of the flagella. The flagella may be one or two long one. So the flagella may be present two or more. Okay, or that may be a one, that may be a two. Next, that is a pseudopodia. So pseudopodia, this word actually comes always for the amoeba. So amoeba is a single cellular, so in the image, the pinkish colored image which is shapeless, okay, you can see here. So this one, okay, it is consisting of nucleus and different vacuoles, okay, for their different purposes. So pseudo is means false feet. False feet means the organism which does not consisting the feet, means you know that the feet means toes or the fingers, okay, so the legs. So those are known as lack of the feet or the false feet, known as a pseudo. Pseudo means without any fingers or anything. So pseudo, why the pseudopodia, why they have named likewise? Because they does not consisting any body parts, okay, to take up the food materials from the surrounding. Okay, that's why they use their cell membrane. You know that what is the cell membrane? Is the one covering or the protective one which is present on the cell surface, is it? So they used to extend their membrane whenever they used to see in the nature or this atmosphere surrounding there is one food material that we have to take up. So at that time they used to be extend their plasma membrane and they engulf or they take up that food in their or the inside the body. So that is word used for them. Such organisms can able to take up their food with the help of the extending the membrane. That's why they known as a pseudopodia. Next, it is a temporary extension of a cytoplasm. So whenever if they see the food material is present, then only they will extend, otherwise they will take as of their shape. Next, it helps in the locomotion as well as in a feeding, as I have told you. Then what are the importance of these things? So these are the source of the food for source of a food for many life forms. Okay, next, medical. So these are actually the importance of the protista. These are the source of the food for many life forms. So different types of the living organisms are present inside the water and the land. Okay, wherever these types of the categories of the protista present on the earth, okay, those are actually the food for the different bigger animals, okay, which can able to eat them. Next, this type of a protista used for the medical researchers. Next, these are valuable in the industries. Okay, jelly agent obtained from the red algae and the blue algae and the yellow type of algae. So algae are, so what is mean by the jelly type? So you have seen the jelly type of the things which are present in the market. Okay, those are actually made from these type of algae. Algae are the one type of a living organism, okay, microorganism which are present on the water bodies means that may be any type of a source of the body, that may be lake, sea, not normally not in the sea, but which is just away from or near about to the villages. Okay, so lake, pond, or the small sources of the water bodies which consisting the greenish patches on the surface of the water bodies. Okay, so those are the algae. So algae are present in a different types in the sea, oceans, under the ground of the water, or the under the water level. So these type of algae are present, so those are helpful for preparing for the different types of the jellies which occur in the market or we obtain from. Next, so these are valuable for in the industries and medical researchers. So whenever the question will be arise at that time, you have to mention these points: the protista characteristics, then their categories, what are the importance of the algae and the different protista. So in the next session we will see about the fungi and different types of the fungi characters, their subclassification, and their how the reproduction takes place in the plant and actually in the fungi only. Okay, so for any doubts and difficulties you can ask me anytime. Thank you.